What is up, people? Half Slab Bacon here with episode 100, guys. That means it is the final episode of our survival tutorial season. Not that the world's going anywhere, peeps. Not that the world's going anywhere. We're gonna keep LPing. We'll get into the details over that as we do our world tour, but I thought to start it off, it would be kind of fun to do something a little different, and you might notice the world looks a little different because I reverted it to 1.10 to load some shaders and some custom sky textures in so that you guys can see the beautiful world of Bacon's World, that's next season, in the glorious, glorious beauty of shaders. So guys, sit back and enjoy the cinematic view, and then we'll shift over into 1.11 for the actual tour. Alright people, so I hope you enjoyed the lovely little shaders tour. I thought it would be something cool to check out the world in a slightly different perspective for our season finale. So here we are back at the beginning, right where we spawned. Now, guys, just to try and keep this as concise as possible, I am going to skip doing technical explanations of the bulk of things and just kind of tell the story, and we'll kind of go from there. Last time I did like an actual timeline, and if you ask me, it worked out a little long that way, so we're just gonna go to each area and kind of talk about the story behind it, okay? So here we are over in our spawn chunks, and most of you that have been around would know that this is all late game. And if you want the technical tutorial type, that's what the other 99 episodes are for. Go back. So once we had the resources, we built ourselves 3 golem farms here so that, you know, we're iron wealthy. We've got our lighting. We can see it's, you know, 2 out of 3 double chests full again. And yeah, this is what we're gonna do for the bulk of it, is just kind of move in and out of spectators. So we've got, you know, our filtration system here so we can keep the hopper or the poppies and the iron. And then basically JL2579's designed, modified a little to get more doors in there, so we have more villagers, just to decrease the failure rate. I have no idea how that guy is in that door. That's a little weird. They're not supposed to be able to glitch through blocks anymore. Here's our cactus farm that we did recently. You'll notice I replaced it with solid blocks, like I was saying. I wasn't really a fan of the panes once I got them done. And of course, here is Squidward. Squidly, Derpy Squid, whatever you want to call him. Our squid farm. Let's pop back into one here, just so we can interact. And of course, there's a hidden door here marked by the torch, and just bulk storage. Now, of course, we have our squid passing all the way down, falling on their faces, the thing picking them up, and a torch dropper tower to bring it all the way back up. I've left this the old style method that I was using with the hoppers, just because the volume doesn't require much more. And of course, here's our water tower that goes up into our lovely cacti farm. And we will build more next season, guys, over here, and continue to add things that go into Derpy Squid, etc. And then, of course, what did we do for our first day? Well, we punched some trees down there, and then we kind of came off in this early direction, checked out the hills and stuff, and looked around and tried to find a good spot to settle in, seeing as it was a cold biome. You know, water was a concern, that kind of thing. And I believe it was seeing the reeds over here that made me decide to stop here. So before we kind of tell the story of what happened there, in our time here, one of the first things we set up was, well, our house, and over time, this beautiful, beautiful shifting floor mob design, because we were in 1.9, so you could still use the soul sand. Now, I've since gone in, because of the lag involved in it running non-stop, because the mobs wouldn't fall, and removed the string and lit them up so mobs aren't spawning in them. But at the moment, I've left it for nostalgia, because I can't decide what else we want to do. So, of course, all the mobs drop down here, and there's a minecart, and we use the new mechanic with being able to connect the trapdoors to place our floor, because I thought it was cool. And then, of course, we have a smart cart system here, which picks up stuff and knows to sit there and wait until either the hopper minecart up top is done giving it stuff or it is full, and then it goes off on its merry way through here, all the way up into our lovely hidden storage underneath our log pile here. Of course, we started farming the sheepies and the cows. We put one of my personal favorites, our chicken farm here, and yes, it's loud, but well, if you've been watching as of recent, you saw we put a collector in here to collect feathers. But basically it is Zoomovoid's original design, just kind of modified to bring it up into a cool looking barbecue. The villager spawns there were to fill the iron golem thing up. And yeah, that's the thing. There's more there because future plans in season 2. And when you ask me about that kind of stuff, guys, there's going to be a lot of finishing unfinished projects and new projects where we're going to step our game up. One of the early ones is going to be replacing our mob farm since they finally put the nail in the coffin for shifting floors. So here, right here, is where we dug our first hidey hole in. And this was all solid. So naturally, we started tunneling down to get resources. You can actually see what's left of our original strip mining shaft. The stairs I started filling it in, but it all went all the way down in there. And you can see we caved and mined quite extensively. The whole area is lit up. And yeah, we kind of took over all the caves and stuff. And this I added in manually later, but eventually we came across down here. And this is hard to do there we go. Eventually we came across down here our skelly spawner. And I was new to fighting 1.9 mobs, and the skellies were like brutal, like in the old days. We can see the original tunnel I brought down from the surface to get in here, those stairs. I still need to fill that in, get rid of it, or decide how I'm going to link it up with the rest of the system. I'll probably just figure out a way to bring those stairs down into our back redstone room. But here's our spawner, which this was a redo recently of this spawner. Prior to this, we actually had just an old school water drop setup, which we changed late game to be a fully automatic or semi-automatic so that we can one-hit punch. And there is quite the elaborate setup for redstone back in here. Filtration, the whole nines. And we found this triple slime chunk, which I actually learned could have been a quad because one of those back walls is another slime chunk, but we were already building. So this got done over a long period of time. I left it till late game, and we just kind of harvested slimes from the stone area I had hollowed out because I wanted to do something cool with the decoration. So here we are with the late game. The late game. It looks pretty pimpin', I think. Of course, we've got, our awesome item elevator, and it looks more complicated than you can do in 1.11. It certainly is, guys. But that's because I just like the way it looks going through the glass better, and it can also handle any volume item because it's completely intelligent. And for those of you that are new, I will do tutorials once we hit 1.11 stable on these type of redstone devices that I've modified or created myself. That one was heavily modified based on a design by 2Pigs. Now, I won't be able to link all those in these descriptions just because there'll be too many. So again, if you would like links, check out the old episodes, peeps. Take a walk down memory lane. So now that we're done that, why don't we use the convenient located nether portal here And that was just bulk storage I had back there from cleaning the area out. So here's our nether portal, as you saw in the shaders mod. This goes to spawn. I used the iron to signify the iron golem farms, and we'll update it with more stuff as we grow that area. This goes to our ice spike biome, which I'm not going to take you to because, yeah, it's an ice spike biome. I've mined some ice out of it. The end. The tunnel's not finished yet. I still have to put the rails down, but it's safe for you to walk down. The portal is complete. This takes us to our spawn house, as the, wintry biome structure kind of signifies. You'll notice over here I included kind of the ice spikes in the design to differentiate the two, and put a clear ice window there because, I don't know, I thought it was cool. So yeah, that one goes to our slime chunk. And, we've got our fire suit dispenser here. So if you're playing my world and you want fire protection gear, that's fire and blast. Ender pearl dispenser. You'll see a couple of those. Now, why don't we go off in this early direction and head to the witch farm, which we also just did recently. If you're new since that witch farm got done and you want the technicals, look at the videos. We just did the fix for 1.11 recently. This goes off to the... Whoop, apparently that was off. So, yeah, that's a thing. So I'll just do this, because this is a backup anyways. I'm going to reload my original copy when we're done here. But that just goes off to the mushroom biome we found. Again, I haven't finished running the rails, but the tunnel is complete and the portal is linked up. So if you're playing and you care to go to the mushroom biome, go ahead. Again, I won't show you because we haven't done anything there yet, because that's for the next season. And while we're traveling down this rail here, I should have turned the noise down. Sorry, guys. Hopefully I catch it in post. While we're traveling down here, headed off to the witch farm, I should bring up the whole change in format, guys. And the change in format, basically what we're doing is we're losing the survival tutorial name, and we're switching over to just Bacon's World. And the reason we're doing that, that looks good even without shaders. The reason we're doing that, guys, is simply because the idea that I had for survival tutorial was basically to take you from assuming that you'd never played the game, so day one, don't build a house, go caving, all the simple stuff, and take you to a pro level where not all the advanced redstone mechanics, but at least all the basics, and kind of had your eyes opened into the advanced redstone mechanics and had an understanding of how to build all mob farms and how mob mechanics work, and cover the basics of crafting all the important stuff, and basically get you to playing on a Hermitcraft level. I would say a Minecraft level, but really there's no real technical players left on Minecraft anymore, with the exception of Doc M, and he doesn't play. So yeah, if you were to watch the previous 99 episodes from start to finish, you should be at a Hermitcraft level. So here's our flower farm that we built recently. And yeah, I've since gone and updated it, guys, to one of my new item elevator designs that actually works with the new observer block mechanics. I'll do some tutorial videos covering how to build those again in the future. And that's kind of what we're going to do moving forward, is Bacon's World is going to be more of a let's play where we have fun. I'll still explain stuff as I'm doing them, and we'll go over the mechanics behind why I'm doing stuff. But the actual here's how you build it, I'm going to aim for separate tutorial videos, more conventional, 5 to 15 or 20 minute videos if necessary, where we cover pretty much the block by block build on stuff. And yeah, I'll of course go over the reason for doing all those things. So here's our recent fix, because they fixed the shifting floors, was to add in the fence gates and the ice. We just did this video, so yeah, you get the drift. And of course, we've got our drop all the way down to death, and a minecart picking up all the stuff and things. Oh, this item elevator looks familiar, doesn't it? There's a door there going down to the caves we haven't finished exploring yet, but nothing too interesting down there as of yet. We'll explore them in the next season. And then, of course, our minecart elevator going all the way up, the farm itself, and then our filtration system up here, which, you know, item filter for each one, overflow for rare drops, which we haven't gotten one of yet, so I'm wondering if it'll ever happen. It's supposed to be a very rare possibility, but a possibility. Of course, you know, we used the new observer block mechanics, and we've got our lava burner in here for overflow. And yeah, that's pretty much the witch hut area. So the flower farm, we're going to do another one in Season 2, in the flower forest that we discovered. Yeah, it'll be a thing. Boom. And I'm back. We're out of the witch farm. Haha. I'm going to leave the minecart level the same level, so hopefully I catch it in post. If not, you have to listen to a loud, annoying minecart while I ride, and I'm sorry for that. I'll lower the game sounds. But yeah, so moving forward, that's kind of... We've covered all the basics, so there's really no reason to try and make every episode something where I show you guys something new, because there's just not enough stuff that we haven't covered for me to do 2 episodes a week on. So we'll keep doing a couple episodes a week, but, you know, we'll have some that are a little more chill. We'll have more building focused. Major projects like a witch farm, I'm not going to kill myself trying to get done in one episode. Instead, we'll space them out, and we'll start doing more than one thing in an episode. We'll have multiple topics. That'll happen more frequently. So this shows a swamp and a mesa here. And since this goes to our flower forest, I think in future we might actually replace the mesa side with flower forest. Just to, you know, signify that this area goes to 2 locations. Our witch hut in the swamp and a flower forest. Yeah. So eventually we got to the stronghold and killing the dragon and everything, and that's why that's all ends, to signify that's the way this goes. And yeah, we you know, of course got into the lovely, amazing OP Enderman farm that I built here. And I had somebody ask once if it was Etho's design, and if you're interested, watch the video. Wait, that doesn't go to our flower forest, it goes to our mushroom over there. So we're gonna, this goes to our flower forest. So I have no idea how I'm gonna combine end and flower forest to signify this goes 2 ways, but I will. Mushroom biome instead of mesa is easy, so no worries there. Okay, here's something else we need to work on. This is ugly. We gotta clean this area up and make it, like, more prettified and beautiful and amazeballs in the future, in Season 2. It's gonna be a thing. Maybe tunnel out roof access, or ground level access too. So this is our item duplicator that we use to duplicate item egg, or dragon eggs, not item eggs yet, derp, to get on the roof of the Nether. It will duplicate anvils and sand as well. It's not really efficient for sand generation. We basically built it for dragon eggs. That's the thing. So yeah, it's there. It's amazeballs. You can use it. When I make the changes, I'll leave it intact. And here we are, guys. The Ender. So, let's do a cinematic, shall we? Well, first we'll go through the tunnel. Is it a copy of Ethos Ender Ender? No, Ethos Ender Ender would break in 1.11 because of the max entity cramming rule, which I turned off on in my world anyways, because I understand its use for servers, but they should not have enabled it in default in single player. It completely changed the way the game is played. So, you know, we've got our filter putting ender pearls here. We've got to create not a burner, but just a dropper that drops our excess into the end. Into the void. And, you know, enchanting and all the things. Hoppers underneath the carpet. Glass all the way up because it looks cool. This design because it looks cool, not because it's functional. Just because it looks cool. Yeah. And I was trying to... A lot of what I've been doing is trying to use blocks I avoided using in the past. So that's why you see a lot of the Ocean Monument blocks, because I thought they were hideous, guys, in 1.8 when they came out. Didn't like them at all. So these trapdoors here, this was something I was thinking about doing anyways, a second floor, and how did they get down. And Etho happened to do it in his Ender 3.0 and kind of covered the mechanics of optimal spacing and everything. So he saved me a ton of work. I would have done it for the video anyways, but basically he put his out like a week or two before I think I did mine. So he saved me work. And I can't even remember the size of this. I think it's a diameter of 40 by 40 or 30 by 30. But the optimal is like 30 by 30. You just don't need any bigger than that. So I just made it ridiculously OP. It hits mob cap before they hit the bottom, okay? Put it that way. It literally hits mob cap before they hit the bottom. Another thing we're going to aim to do in Season 2 is we're going to open up all 20 portals here by beating the dragon that many times. That's how many portals open. And then we're going to prettify this area, link all the portals with like a walkway kind of thing, and maybe put a map area and that kind of thing, and prettify our wither killing station down here, which that's what that's for, in case you were wondering. Did a video on that too, peeps. Yeah, so that's long term for in this area. Now we're going to be back at spawn. Haha, we're back at spawn. So that's the thing, guys. You know, I have big, huge, ridiculous, obscene plans. Like down here. This is going to be our man cave. This is going to be insane, guys. Like, I have been off camera chumming away at this all freaking season. Look at the size of it, and we're still not down far enough. I need to go down, I think it's like 10 or 15 more levels. And I start doing it by hand because I've got the overall random cave-like shape I wanted, which is why I was using the TNT, guys, in case you were wondering. Apparently I need to light this. I thought it was lit. But yeah, that's going to be a big focus here, is we're going to build the sickest man cave ever, with not necessarily the biggest farms, but small automated farms for pretty much everything. Villagers doing the work for us. All the things. That's right, people. All the things. Oh, I'm headed in the wrong direction. So, one of the areas we found early game, actually... Oh, it's a backup. I don't care. Burn! Burn to the ground. One of the areas we found early game is actually where this tunnel heads. Wow! I guess we'll do the Ocean Monument later. Nah, screw it. We're in creative. I can just grab another cart. So, we'll hit the Ocean Monument just because, you know, we're there. It's a thing. And this guy's an idiot. And we'll do cinematic. This was done over many, many episodes, so if you're looking for the instructions on how to build it, nobody can do one of these in survival in one episode without cheating. In survival, it's just not possible. In creative, sure. Even then, it's a sick endeavor. So we've got our tower all the way down. That is naturally there to block skylight because that does affect our rates. It's a big black glass square covering the entire spawn area of the fortress. And here is our collection area for the squid. We used basically the whole width and length of the spawning area to get them all down into our kill chamber. And then down here, I'm not sure what we're going to do down here. I like the way it looks. It's pretty. We might do some additions eventually just to make it even prettier. Right now, I'm kind of happy with it. And there's really no reason to ever come down here, save to get ourselves some cooked fish. That chest is full, I believe. Yes. And there's a kill chamber, lava kill chamber there to kill the excess. And here's our super speed item elevator, which I had to design because using the 1.10 mechanics, it just wasn't quick enough for my liking. We had too many dropper towers, etc. So I took a chance. Now the one I did in video was broken due to later changes. So I updated this. Again, I'll do tutorials on this kind of thing once we move into the new format. It's lightning quick and it's really cool. I'm really happy with it. It could have been more compact than it is, but it's as compact as it is just to kind of work within the size limitations of the area I already had built down there. And then, of course, our item filtration is up here. Glass comes up here. Nothing too crazy. I explain all this kind of stuff early game when we did our original tree farm. And I've since added a burner to kill the excess here as well. I think I added that. I'm pretty sure I added that to the super item elevator video. But of course, that broke too because of the observer block changes. So I had to change that as well. Isn't it great? They change blocks and snapshots all the time, but normally not core mechanic of stuff. So this is the first section of our railway that we actually built. And that is because it goes to our Blaze farm, which was our first real good XP farm in the server. You can see there's sections of mine shaft here. There was actually a double spawner. I would have been able to do... There was a triple one for Blaze I would have been able to do, but I totally forgot about them, and then I routed the thing right through them, so I just destroyed them. Which kind of sucks, but I found a few new Blaze farms, so there could be a triple Blaze farm spawner thing in future. But, yeah. It's going to be a thing if we get the things. Not that I need a triple Blaze spawner, but what the heck. So I basically, because we were still early game, just built this up with parts of Nether, with the Nether brick I had used and that kind of thing. Inside is the actual farm itself. Eventually, this might come down, or we might change the block type up to something different, because I have plans for many other buildings in the area, guys. We're going to build, like, a whole city in the Nether in the future. Like, there's going to be many more seasons to come. So this is an updated version of Ethos Slab's original Blaze Farm design, which is where using pistons to push them down came from Etho, my main man. So I updated it. I added more pistons and comparators because his just wasn't efficient enough. And we didn't have droppers and dispensers when he designed his, so I added the redstone in for that. There's a torch tower here that brings the controls all the way down, and you can see each section just gets narrower till it shoves it into a kill chamber. And there's the torch tower that comes down. And here is our comparator clock that gets basically every mob other than spiders down to half a one-hit punch, which is beautiful. So it's hooked up, the lights are hooked up, There's a gate to close them in so no more can come in. We get them down, we punch their faces, we get the blaze rods and all the XP. There are, of course, bookshelves hidden in the floor there, hence the pressure plate. And then this basically just travels up to the top service access for the blaze farm. We've got our lovely, lovely backup iron gear there. This portal I just put here not because it goes anywhere specific, just because I wanted a convenient way to go get water for our brewing stands in there when we run out. So it goes to a part of the mesa that we're headed to shortly. Now naturally, and a lot of you would know this because a lot of you subbed to the channel for this, the Wither farm. So they changed the way the mechanics worked, and they didn't really say anything in the the snapshot notes. They just they were in the change logs, but they weren't advertised. So basically the change they made was before the bounding box for wither spawning was specific to the type of intersections and lanes used, and that was it. You could only go a couple blocks above or below. But then they changed it that the game will read basically any layer right down to the bottom, the very bottom block. So in this case, it looks like it's this one here for this individual intersection. Anything I add that matches that bounding box up here, as long as it's out of nether brick, the game will recalculate. So now we can put way more levels. Like, we're going to take this all the way right down to the bottom there, guys. It's going to be a thing. It will happen. So that just allows us uber efficiency. Obviously, everything's slabbed off to get max efficiency. So originally, we used to walk here, guys, from over there. And I think the original portal was right here that got us to our mesa, our first mesa, and our jungle. And eventually, I moved it with the rail system over here. So the rail system comes out here. And this goes down this way to a village. We're not going to go there. I showed it last world tour. It's not really that important. It's a village. I built a village, what do you call it? A villager breeder there. And yeah, that's the significance. It has a villager breeder. You really want to know how I built it? Look back in the episodes. There's 99 of them with all this information. So eventually, we built this out, and I had to build it out over lava, which was fun. But to get the correct coordinates... Darn, I hate that about creative. I do hate that about creative. Okay, so let's go... Can I get out? Yes, I can get out. Suck it, portal. So I did a quad portal here. A lot of this underground man cave, and this was like kind of our first build outside of our basic home. A lot of it I tried to keep the original shape of the cave that was actually down here, and I just linked cave sections. So that explains the layout the way it is here. And then we just kind of extrapolated from there, and that's why that was a quad portal. This room we actually cut out just to put the enchanting area in, but you can tell by the dimensions, this is the shape of a naturally generated cave room in Minecraft. And that's why I chose it as a storage, excuse me guys, area here. Because, yeah, it looks cool. And it's only a satellite base, so we don't need massive, massive storage. That's going to go in our Uberman cave in Season 2. Here is where we started to get into more redstone specifics. I touched a bit on buds and using sticky blocks and, you know, how to do melon and pumpkins that are automated. Whereas before we had just covered basically comparators and repeaters and torches using the mob farm and the chicken farm. Over here, we've got a little nano farm, Impulse SV's design. I think I linked that originally as well. And this was kind of the first spot in our world where I showed you guys the great Ethos hopper clock. Yes, it's called an Etho clock because Etho's the one that just figured out that we could build clocks using hoppers when they first came out. Etho is the man. Never doubt the Etho. Okay? If he says it, he's right. Not always. If he says he's right, he's right. Sometimes he'll just say, I think. So down here is something that we found much later on and we just kind of added to the base. And this needs to change in Season 2 too. I just put dirt there because I didn't know what I wanted to do. We need to change it up. I like the wood design stuff, but yeah, that's just straight walls of dirt, no good. So under here we have our spawner, and we have the maximum drop for efficiency, so as soon as they hit the water, they're out of detection range of the spawner. A lot of people think it's 2 blocks. It's not, it's lower. Again, I go over all those details. And we found this caving. So yeah, if you want to see it, look up how I did the zombie spawner. Look, ravine. That's how we found this. Caving. Lighting up the area. So yeah, we added it in. There's lights. There's doors back here to get down here. Nothing too crazy. Nothing too fancy. Then let's go up, shall we? Boom! And am I missing something important here I should show you guys? I think we got it. There's an ender pearl dispenser there. Yep. So actually, before we even built that base, oh, I forgot. Let's do it. Its thing. There is, guys, there is a water elevator here to get up here. We built a tree to get up to our treehouse, which we kind of started, and I talked about how I always wanted one, and then I just couldn't get it into tutorial material in an efficient manner. So it got left, and we will expand on it next season. There's where we spent our first night in the jungle. Yep. So we got some horses and stuff here. We have since taken this mesa area and expanded it out. The goal here is to have... Those jerks took all the wheat and ate it. Did they start breeding, at least? Are there more of you? One of you here doesn't look like more of you. One of you in here doesn't look like more of you. So we started by hollowing out the mountains and putting lots of doors just to encourage... Guys, did you guys get raided or something? Well, good news is there's at least 10 of them because he's here. But yeah, I don't see... Where'd the rest of them go, man? Where are the rest of you peeps at? We started doing this just to encourage their spawns. Did they all go upstairs? Did you guys all go up top? Well, it looks like there's a few of them up here. I really haven't spent enough time for them to spawn a high amount, and there might be a bunch down here, but we've since expanded it, guys. I want a bustling village full of villagers to come trade with, and that just gives me an excuse to come here, you know what I mean? They won't be my best trades, but they'll be frequent trades. So way back in that early direction is actually where we spawned, and we kind of walked over this way till we found jungle because we were searching for pumpkins. And then one of our first major builds here, guys, was when I covered the whole concept of doing an iron farm. And we still weren't huge on resources. It was still, I would say, mid-game at that point. So I built it out of wood and made it a treehouse because, that way I could afford the materials. And I figured it looked cool with the wood theme. So here we are. It's only one individual one. It was just enough to get me started. So I had iron supply to move on. And you can see... It's hollowed out and all lit, so we get no mob spawns, and the trunk is just the kill chamber coming down, and there's item filtration, and yeah, it's a thing. Over here is our semi-automatic farming, guys. And this was a pretty major build where we covered the mechanics of semi-automatic farming, so I could cover all the crops. We will cover fully automatic farming on things like this in Season 2 that gets a little more advanced, and I wanted to kind of build up to things in this season. Like I said, newbie to pro. So we used simple redstone lines here, droppers with water. We've got a repeater timer down here, so I could show how you could use repeaters to create timers like they used to have to. And then just torch tower. It's activated by a piston with a redstone block. Nothing too crazy and kind of old school. But I had to cover it since this was, prior to hoppers, the only way you could make timers back in the day, because we didn't have comparators or hoppers. Of course, here's our chest to get our goodies, and here's our dropper elevator that all these hoppers can see the ice flow from inside here. All those hoppers grab and shove into the elevator, which fires them into our chest. Here's a slightly different design on an ultra high speed item elevator, which is way faster than the hopper based one I used in the tutorial. But again, you work with the mechanics you have in game at the time. Now this has been all, mined back, because we're going to put more farms here, like melon and sugarcane. We're going to have big farms here. Big farms for villager trading. Hence lots of villagers. I have no idea why half of that is empty. Weird. I'm pretty sure I put them all back. Maybe I missed them. Who knows? But here is our Nether Wart farm. And I decided to keep this one simple, guys. It just pushes them all via water stream. It's a manual on and off. The switches are on either side. And it pushes both floors on either side onto these ice platforms, which go into hoppers, which go into chests on the side. I wanted to keep it simple because Nether Wart's not something you farm all the time, right? If you want the blocks, you'll need a lot of it. The rest of the time, not so much. So we use the magma cube lighting block. You can see the droppers are there. Redstone wires and repeaters. And of course the torches are there to help keep the block lighting from bugging out, so it doesn't change when the chunks load and unload. And yeah, that's pretty much it for this area, guys. I'm trying to think. Is there anything I missed? We covered spawn. We really didn't cover the hidden home, did we? No, we didn't cover the original home. So I guess we'll go back there and we'll call the episode. Oh, we didn't cover the gold farm either. Silly me. It's almost like I saved one of the best for last. That farm is awesome, guys. Basically, all the farms are broken or were broken as of late. And I took a completely broken design for inspiration and redid it in 1.9, and I am super happy. So this is the walkway we used to have to walk to get over here. You can see we found our first nether fortress here, and it goes all the way back, and it comes out in this early direction. And you can see how I kind of created a path, and you can see I created cobblestone paths as time went by. There is actually our elevator mine cart rail thing to head over to the ice bike biome. Yep, that's the tower that goes up to our gold farm. So the original place we spawned, guys, was actually down in here. Right in here. And we hollowed it out and used the resources. This is our original walkway to get over to the ocean monument. And there's stairs that go down further to the walkway that originally got us to the stronghold to get to the end. And basically, we decided we needed to get all the stuff and things on the same level. So we came up here. And in keeping with good sense, because this will be the portal to the man cave, naturally we needed this to be the portal, or the access to the gold farm as well. I forgot to show the gold farm in the cinematic, didn't I? Oh, well, that's a shame. It probably would have looked like crap anyways, guys, so really, no harm, no foul, right? It's all good. It's good. It's good. So here we are. You come up here, bada boom, bada bing. For some reason, I'm probably because I'm in creative, glitching out, getting in and out. This all had to be updated as of recently too. Not too many changes, guys. Basically, so the way it works is you flick that lever and you do it standing right here when you first hop out of the thing, and it will put a couple snowballs in your inventory, and a minecart pops up. Punch that guy with snowball, punch that guy with snowball, ride back and forth and collect the XP and the gold. This chest up in here in this early direction has an infinity bow and some arrows and some looting swords. So if you want to walk away where you're not keeping an eye on the monitor, just in case somehow one of them gets loose, you don't have to worry about losing all your good gear. You can put it in there and grab the backup stuff. So the way it works basically is these guys will keep these guys aggro. When you hit them, they all get aggro. Then you ride back and forth, and the block spacing is so that they stay in aggro range. Our iron golems here are to get the magma cubes to aggro and come off the edge here and fall down, so they're not just bumping up against where we are and blocking the pigments. There's 6 individual areas on either side, mad spawning spaces. And this section works very simple. So when the cart comes this way, they chase us, they fall in here, and then the cart itself actually triggers a gate that will close the pistons, which you can see in here. Ooh, pistons, pretty. Okay, so it actually flips the switch when we go back and closes those bad boys. So when we go in, it closes. When we come out, it opens. And what happens is, as we come out, they chase us, they fall back in, so they're ready for the kill the next time. There's holes here for the XP, hoppers to pick up the goodies. The hoppers transfer everything down. None of this changed if you watched the original. This changed because I had to add a block, which means technically there's a spawning block there, so now it's encased in glass. So the guy gets crushed. Nothing about the portal itself changed. It was just the dropper elevators. I had to put a new high-speed clock in because the old one didn't work. Which, incidentally, you can make the tower itself more compact. So the area it was taking up before is now glass, which I like, and it's hidden in here. We've got our item filtration there, and then we've got our dropper dispensing items into lava to get rid of all the zombie flesh and stuff I don't want. So I had to rework the way the clock for this works as well. So if you're looking to build, when you get a hold of the world download, go in and check those out block for block. It's a thing, guys. This is our gold farm. Occasionally they will de-aggro just because of the way the spawning works. Every once in a while you kill so many of them that the new ones don't spawn in quick enough. So basically, I turn this on when I'm doing stuff in the background, running around the house. And every once in a while, I'll glare at it. And if they've de-aggroed, I shoot them with an arrow. And that's it. That's all. We're good to go. Why is it not? Oh, because you can't fall in spectator. I'm tapping the keys for no reason whatsoever. Boom. We fell. I'm not sure that saved me any time from just flying down on spectator, but whatever. So yeah, you can see the minecart elevator comes all the way down back into our hub. That's why they call it a hub. And yeah, we covered the chicken farm, right? We covered the chicken farm. But we really didn't take too much of a look at our starter home, which wasn't our starter home, guys. The hidey hole was our starter home. Really. Okay? This got built mid-game because everybody thinks you need to build a home. Oh, we forgot to cover that too. we completely forgot to cover this. Here's our fireworks dispenser, okay? So we use this to cover how to craft fireworks and how to use daylight sensors. So a daylight sensor sets it off and turns the lava on and off, whether it's daytime or nighttime. And we've actually got, we use this to cover the basics of RS NOR latches, so reset systems, and end OR gates, which is what we have over here. So this will not fire the things off every single night, the fireworks off every single night, because it locks after one fire due to those gates. And there's a button covered up by lava right now over here. So the way it works is I have to load those dispensers, and you can get at all of them. You can see snow's covering that one from the outside here. And then go over there and say, I want fireworks to go off tonight, and push that button, and we're good to go. And I was actually thinking I was going to have some tonight, and then I totally forgot to get them all, guys. So I think we're going to skip it because we're coming up on 50 minutes already, plus whatever time the thing worked out to. So yeah, this was kind of our starter home once we got out of the hidey hole. And, you know, we covered maps, and we put our ender chest there, and we put lava there just because I thought it was cool. And this was our first main storage area, which we need to like make satellite storage for when we're up top, because I've got stuff everywhere that needs to go into the man cave. We covered the lava lighting and stuff here. The overall theme was fire and ice, which is why we chose to use blocks like diorite and quartz and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, put lava in here for illumination, keeping with our fire and ice theme. And if you're super new and you haven't even seen this, there is a hidden room over here, guys. If you throw a iron ingot on that block right there, it will open up this hidden room, which is where we keep all our goodies. And basically the sole purpose of doing that was to show you guys the mechanics behind hidden doors, aka Jeb doors. So yeah, down here we've got, you know, some of our best books and our enchanting for this area, and anvils and all the goodies, and, you know, some of our dragon eggs on display, our totem of undying, our map of our first wooden mansion, our dragon head, all the things. So yeah, you throw the iron ingot, it opens up, and there's our hidden room where we keep all our... Why the heck is a magma cube in here? Trophy stuff, so to speak, guys. So that's pretty much it, man. That is the world tour in a nutshell. Except I forgot to show you my bum. So there's my bum. Okay? Oh, and there's an ice farm over there I forgot to show you too, just behind the lava hill. It's just a manual ice farm. We had to cover that too. You know, it's a thing. So guys, I hope you enjoyed the tour. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart for all the support over the last year making this survival tutorial series. I think we really have covered the basics, moving up to the intermediate, and kind of touched on the advanced of a little bit of everything in Minecraft. So now you're not a total noob if you were when you first started watching. And if you weren't a total noob when you did start watching me, thank you for watching me go over some of these things. And I really look forward to moving into just enjoying this world that we've built, where we have all the stuff and we can focus on doing really amazing things with it. Guys, you have no idea how many things I have planned. I could probably play in this world for another 5 years. So just because the name's changing from survival tutorial over to Bacon's World or Bacon Plays, everybody does so-and-so plays Minecraft. The Bacon's World, baby. Welcome back to Bacon's World. Yeah, Bacon's World has really just begun. Now we've hit the point where we can do whatever we want because we're Minecraft gods, okay? Again, guys, thank you for all the support. Look forward to Season 2, Bacon's World. Thank you all. And look forward to me doing more concise videos on tutorials moving forward. Because now I can assume you have an understanding. And if not, we've covered all the videos to get you up to speed on it. As always, guys, smash that like if you enjoyed the episode to help others like yourself who might enjoy the content find this beautiful channel that you have helped grow. And if you're new and you haven't already, hit subscribe for more videos, people. World downloads in the description. As always, thanks for watching. Bye.